What's up everybody, it's Andy here and welcome to another review, this time for Game Week 9. And even when the bad ones are here, when I do poorly, I'm still here waiting to face your ridicule. It wasn't a good week for me, we'll come on to it in a sec, my actual team, but it was the worst week of the season so far, only by 1 point, but still, it was pretty bad. Thought on Saturday that it was going to be one of the worst weeks I've ever had in FPL, luckily Sunday turned that around. There was a drop in rank, we'll come on to that, but all in all, not too bad. I'm still going to take you through my team, how it did, which players I'm thinking of binning, which ones I'm thinking of keeping, and kind of what my thoughts are going into Game Week 10. So let's just transition straight into looking at my team. So here we have it. This is my team for Game Week 9. Got 43 points. So like I said in the intro, that's my worst score, at least in terms of points for the season so far. In terms of Game Week rank, I can't remember what it was, but I got 44 points and 45 points in 2 other game weeks this season, so it's not that bad. But on Saturday, I only had like 16 or 17 points, so a lot of them came in the on Sunday, basically, when I had Kane, Eriksen, Davis, although he didn't play, and Salah still in the final game of the game week. So all in all, 43 points is okay. The average was 27, so I've beaten that by 16 points. I've dropped in rank from 100, I think it was 106k, down to 214k, but like I said in a few previous videos, previous streams, the points are still very close together. So someone who's ranked like 100k is not that far from someone who's ranked 500k. So you are going to keep dropping and going up until it starts to even out. That might take another, I don't know, 5-10 game weeks till that happens. But yeah, if you do poorly, you're obviously going to drop, and I did really bad this week, so fair enough. So let's look at the team. Elliot in goal got me 6 points plus 1 bonus points, so 7 points total. I said last week I was going to play him for the next 2 or 3 games because I think Newcastle had okay fixtures, and I thought Foster was going to be out for ages. Turns out actually he was back straight away, didn't even miss a game, well apart from the last game, sorry, but he was straight back into the side for this one. Only got 3 points, so playing Elliot was the way to do it, and I think I want rid of Foster long term anyway. As soon as I wildcard, he will be gone from my team. So Elliot, nice, looks okay for the next 2 fixtures as well. Then we come on to the defence, and this is where it gets really bad for me. So obviously I've got Long on the bench. He plays for Burnley, but he doesn't really play. He just sits on the bench. And I've known about that, so I knew I wasn't going to get any points. Sutner, though, has missed now 2 of the last 3 games. And from speaking to Brighton fans, it sounds like this happened last season as well, which I wasn't aware of, where he mainly plays the home games, and then he gets rotated for the away ones. So potentially this week with Southampton at home, he might be okay. But obviously it's annoying to miss out, because my defence between them, all 5 defenders got 2 points. That was it. Jones got 1 point, obviously came on, got injured. Then Man United conceded 2 goals after he went off and lost the game. I don't know what the injury status is on him right now as of recording. It's Sunday evening, so this will go out on Monday night probably. So I don't know what the deal is with Jones. We'll have to wait and see. But to be fair, it's only a matter of time till he got injured. He does get injured quite a lot. He's prone to it. We'll have to see what happens. I do want to keep him if he's back, because he's kind of the heart of the Man United defence right now, and he's good value. But if he's not, obviously he has to go, just like anyone else. Norton conceded 2 goals to Leicester, so again, only 1 point, no good there. I had Vardy, I was hoping would score the goals to stop Norton getting points, and he didn't either, so it just got worse. And then Davis didn't play, so now we've got Davis, who not only has been ill a few times recently, and obviously got a brace in between, which was really nice, but he missed a couple of games. Rose is now back. Now, he's not fit to start, but surely that's only going to be a matter of time. If he's on the bench, then sooner or later he's going to be fit to start. Pochettino also didn't trust Davis enough today. He didn't play him. He played Trippier right back and Aurier left back. Basically, obviously worried about Salah. So Aurier came in and stopped that. He did okay, to be fair. But if Pochettino doesn't trust Davis, then when are we going to get to play him? Now, fair enough, if he doesn't trust him in the big games, he's probably going to play the smaller ones, which is where we want our defenders to play mostly in those easier fixtures. But I just think now he's too much of a rotation risk. I think if you're on wildcard, he has to go. If you're not, then maybe you could keep him for Man United. The way Man United are playing, there's potentially no goals there anyway. And if Rose gets a setback or something, maybe Davis will play in more of these easier fixtures. But the fact that he played Aurier today just shows kind of, I think, what he thinks of Davis. I mean, yes, he's a great backup, but is he a long-term first-choice left-back? Maybe not. So for me, he's now a worry. I could wildcard this week. That is on the cards. I'll probably speak about that more at the end. But if I do, I think every single one of my defence plus one of my keepers would go. That's how bad a position I'm in right now. Then we move on to midfield. Atsu nearly scored against Crystal Palace. Unfortunately didn't. They got the clean sheets. We got 3 points. Again, if you get 3.5 to 4 points per game out of a player priced at 5 million, you're doing okay. So to get 3 points is actually okay. I'd hopefully over the next couple of games he'll get me a few more points. But Newcastle's fixtures are about to get a bit worse, and I think For maybe like £1.5 million more, I can get Richarlison. I think with his fixtures and his form and his stats, he's probably the one to go for. So I might have to look at getting rid of Atsu soon. Tom Carroll came on because Sterling didn't even play. I captained Sterling, I vice-captained Jesus. We'll talk about that in a minute, how badly that was. But we knew Man City players are prone to rotation. It's going to happen. They've got too much talent there for them not to rotate. It just happened to be that this week was the turn of Jesus and Sterling in 1 week, and I had both. So that was an absolute nightmare. Just quickly before we talk about those Man City players. So I've got Eriksen, only 2 points. People are still getting cold feet on him. I think every time he blanks, people talk about getting rid. Now, yes, it's annoying. The Spurs got 4 goals and he didn't get an assist, but he is literally scoring points every other week. He's on like 6.4 points per game. Man United away is going to be tough. I wouldn't be surprised if he blanks in that game. Then Spurs have got some real nice fixtures. So I'm going to keep him for now. I think people are getting cold feet for the wrong reasons. He is quite expensive to be fair, but he's consistent, so I'm going to keep. And then we've got Salah on 7 points, a bit like Eriksen. People are looking to get rid of him or not to bring him in. Now he is, again, a bit more on the pricey side, but he's doing really well consistently. He's been scoring well all season. He's in the top 5 midfielders in FPL. I see no reason to get rid of him. He'll probably be even my captain in game week 10. He's got Huddersfield at home. Liverpool fixtures are getting better than they have been the last couple of weeks. Coutinho's back. I know they haven't got Mane, but still, I've got faith in Salah. He looks like the main threat goal-wise. Yes, he's not great for bonus. Probably not going to get as many assists as Coutinho, but for a straight-out goal scorer, I think Salah's going to do well. And yes, he can be frustrating to watch as an owner because he doesn't put away the amount of chances he gets. But if he keeps getting those chances, he's going to eventually put them away, and that's where the goals come in. So he's staying for me as well, a bit like Eriksen. And that's kind of where I'm struggling when I think about wildcarding, because I want to keep those two, but it's hard to keep them in and get the rest of the team how you want them. So that's my midfield. That's who I'm keeping. Carroll obviously stays his 4.5 million. Not expecting much from him after his heroics of 8 points last week. It'll probably be a while till we see 8 points from him again. And then up front, Harry Kane, who I was honestly considering getting rid of last week. But in the end, I kept him mostly because I thought all he needs to get is 1 goal against Liverpool, and I'm going to want to keep him. That curse is then broken for Wembley. He's got some really nice home fixtures coming up. I'm going to want to captain him in those fixtures. Game week 11, he looks like the prime captain, so I kept him. He got 16 points. Liverpool were awful. He got 2 goals and an assist. Close enough to a hat-trick for me. Unfortunately, I didn't captain him, but I'm really happy with those points. So obviously he stays now. I'm not expecting much against Man United away. Then there's some really nice fixtures to come. Vardy, what more can I say on Vardy? The guy just doesn't score for me. I don't get him in for the 11 goals in a row that he scored a few seasons back. And then I do get him in last season. Oh, sorry, I didn't get him in last season. Then I do get him in this season, and I've never had a goal from him basically. And people are asking me in the comments, how can you not have had a goal from Jamie Vardy if you've been playing FPL this long? It's a case of poor management, and then the guy just doesn't score for me when I get him in. He had a nice chance from a pass from, I think it was from Mahrez. He didn't convert it. He should have done. A Jamie Vardy in form definitely scores that. I think this week I'm kind of getting itchy feet that I want to get rid of him, but he's got Everton at home, so I probably should keep him. But long term, for wildcard, he's not going to be in my team. Definitely not. And then Jesus, so kind of to put this together with Jesus and Sterling, they both didn't start. Absolute nightmare. I think I've learned a valuable lesson here. Do not vice-captain someone who's also a rotation risk. I knew that Sterling might miss the game, but given his form, and the fact he came off early in the Champions League, I thought he might start. So captaining him was fine with that, but I should have vice-captained Kane. I looked at doing that potentially, because I wasn't fancying Salah or Eriksen. Well, I'd never captain Eriksen ahead of Kane anyway. Vardy just doesn't score for me. Salah was playing Spurs away, so I didn't want to captain him. So Kane would have been the vice-captain. I did think about it because I knew he was definitely going to play just in case Sterling didn't. But I just thought to myself, there's no way Sterling and Jesus both miss out this week. I just didn't see it happening. Obviously, it was a mistake. Hold my hands up to that. I won't do that again. If I do decide to captain a Man City player, which I don't think I will for a long time now, I will, unless it's Aguero, if I get Aguero in, then I'll definitely vice-captain someone like Kane, or at least just someone that's definitely going to start. And obviously you can get unlucky sometimes, and maybe Kane gets rested over Christmas, but I think I don't do that again. So it's really annoying. I think that's something we have to get used to with Man City players. I think the tactic is just to get the ones in that you want, and then just don't captain them. Aguero, I think, is probably going to start most of the games. He looked like he was going to before he got injured, but even he could see a rest from time to time. They've got Jesus, they've got other midfielders that can step in and just run the show for Man City, basically, or for Pep. So, yeah, I won't be captaining again. But that was my week. 43 points is bad. I know it is. Basically, I've got 2 free transfers next week. So I could look at taking a hit and making 3 transfers and changing my defence around. But I think I might need to wildcard. And I've not decided. I'm basically recording this on Sunday night. It's going out on Monday. I haven't decided whether to wildcard or not yet. There's not too many price rises that are going to affect my team or decisions, so I've not done it yet. But I think I'm going to, because the defenders I've got need to go, pretty much all of them. I could get Aguero in, I can get Richarlison in, who looks really good against Chelsea. Again, he gets quite a few chances and doesn't necessarily take them, but he's getting into the right box. Getting into the right positions in the box to get those chances in the first place. So he looks good. So yeah, if I want to get rid of 5 defenders and Foster and bring in Richarlison and get rid of Vardy and bring in Aguero, then a wildcard. And what am I waiting for with a wildcard, really? So I'll go through further thoughts on that in the preview, and by then I will have decided whether I'm going to go through it or not. But right now I'm in the thinking of I probably need to get rid. It was an awful week. Let me know in the comments below, how did you do? How big of a mistake did I make by not vice-captaining Kane? I'm sure you're all going to tell me how bad I was anyway. But it'd be good to hear from you, especially those of you who did really well this week. I've seen some scores in my mini leagues like 80 plus for those that captain Kane. I mean, if I advised captain Kane, which would have been the sensible thing to do in hindsight, I would have got 59 and I probably wouldn't be that bothered. I mean, 59 would have been an okay score this week. But as it stands, I did poorly. Defence was awful. I'm going to leave it there before I have to go through all my mistakes again. But if you could if you enjoyed it, I'd be appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. That'll let you know when the next video is going live. So I do a review and a preview every week, plus 2 live streams where I answer your questions. We did a stream tonight, Sunday night, which hit over 500 viewers. So it'd be good to get that again on Thursday. 9:30 UK time is when our next stream. But I'm going to leave it there, everyone. Thanks for watching. Let me know how you did below, and we'll talk next time. Cheers all.